Okay, welcome everybody to our Terra Build Guide business overview. Today we're going to be talking about kind of the basics of the business. This is something that you would go to present to somebody who is interested in the business, to maybe give them an idea of what it's going to take to build the business, and give them that they can maybe start setting like their first goals or see what they're expecting from doTERRA, so then we know how to better help them. Depending on what they tell us, and how they're wanting this to benefit them, helps us know where they are, and this way we can meet people where they are and then build them to where they want to be, rather than trying to like say, oh, this, and like force things on them. We want to make sure that they're their level and going from where they want it to be. So let's see, 1 second, I'm going to adjust this again. Okay, you're all going to be on it. I know we were just trying to figure out this video thing. It only shows Valerie on my screen, so I would rather have that. I don't know, so we're going to do it this way so that it will show. So you guys are going to be on it again. There we go. Turned off your video. That's totally fine. Okay, so make sure you ask questions along the way, that we can share this with other people, so that make sure that other people who are wanting to start utilizing this tool and get the most out of it and know how to answer different questions that might come up. So please feel free to ask questions. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start talking about is this first part, that financial freedom and building a residual income versus something that we constantly have to work for. We have to go, we put in the hours, you put in 24 hours or X hours or 40 hours a week and you get X paycheck. And that's it's the max that you can get, that, you're maxed out kind of thing, versus residual income that no matter what you're doing, whether you put in 5 hours or 40 hours, you're at least still getting a good flow of income. So even, or say for some reason you need to take a couple of weeks off, your money will still come in. So we like to explain this like the pipe system, and so it's good for all of us to know because it's referred to a lot in different doTERRA events. People talk about it a lot, so it's good that we all understand what they're talking about. So this is something, just make sure that you mention to your builders, because they'll know what it's being talked, when it's being talked about, they'll understand what they're saying. And so this talks about somebody hauling buckets every day. Their job for their community is to haul water every day. So every day they walk out to the water source and they haul buckets of water back. So this gentleman in this picture decides, as he's hauling buckets, he's also going to start building a pipeline. Hi, Brett. He's also going to start building a pipeline to eventually have the water flowing to the community instead of having to haul buckets every day. And so this is related to doTERRA in the fact that we do the work, we do the legwork now, and we build the business, we get our builders, and we have our builders building, and so on and so on. Eventually, the water source or the income will continue to come, whether when we're hauling buckets or not. But this way we get to help other people haul their buckets, get to more people. So this just is referred to as the pipe system, and this is awesome because then it can give us the financial freedom and the stress relief that we need. So if we're working, we work really, really hard now to create our pipe system, will be so much better and further along later in life. So this just talks about, where are you doing? Are you hauling buckets? You're trading hours for dollars rather than building a residual income that has no cap either. So that's kind of nice. You get a freedom to choose your schedules. You get, you can build and accomplish your dreams rather than working and working and working for somebody else's dreams. Like I was talking about, your trade, you put in X amount of hours to get X amount of money, and there's not always a whole lot of room for growth. So this just helps us create a residual income that has no cap. Okay, so the next part about this is talking about why why we all chose to partner with doTERRA. Some of the amazing things that doTERRA is, I'm a really, really, really science geek. I needed the science and the proof before I actually even joined doTERRA. So this part I'm going to talk about is one of my favorite things. It's the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Yes, that is a trademark for doTERRA. Nobody else has a standard of what quality the essential oil should be. So doTERRA's oils are certified pure therapeutic grade because they actually put standards on it rather than just, oh, get this oil, who knows what it really is. Oh, we're going to add this fake stuff in there, this synthetic stuff, or we're going to dilute it with a carrier oil. So they are 100% committed to providing the very best quality pure products on the market. If for some reason they have one that had a contamination issue or something happened with the farming or the harvesting or the distilling or anything, they throw the batch out. So they really are committed, even if that means that the product is going to go off the, not be on the shelves for X amount of months until they reharvest a whole nother batch. Pretty amazing, and they don't back down from it. They don't back down, make sure they keep that quality. So I really like that part. Plus, I like that they disclose everything. There's a website called Source to You that you can access, and you can look at every single bottle of oil and exactly the chemical breakdown of that bottle. No other essential oil company is willing to disclose what's in their oils and what they're made of. Third-party testers have definitely found, and I can't remember the number, they talked about it at leadership, but they said it's like 80% of oils on the market, something like that. It's a really, really high number. It could even be higher than that, are either adulterated, so purposely changed, purposely contaminated, purposely ruined, purposely messed up, and then there's an or contaminated, which is kind of like an accidental thing, but they don't care that it got contaminated. They're going to sell it anyways. The bad thing about that is that the product they're giving to people to produce X result doesn't always happen, and sometimes it can even be a negative effect. So that's why I think it's super important to have somebody who actually has standards and has a quality level that if it's not X quality, we're not going to do it. Anyways, and they run more than 54 tests on each batch of oil to make sure that it is what it is. And lots of those tests are done third party. They do some extra extensive testing on it within doTERRA, but third party, unbiased testing that happens before we put the oils on the market. doTERRA also has a 65% retention rate for people that continually buy every single month versus occasionally buy. So 65% of the customers buy every single month. And so their compensation plan is also amazing because it's kind of reversed from any other MLM in the fact that you don't want a whole bunch of people on your front line. That's not where you make your money. You make your money by helping your people get more people. So you're building it, deep and wide at the bottom versus wide at the top and skinny at the bottom. The deeper it goes and the wider you get, so the more people on your team that you help, the more money they make and the more money you make. So it's really nice because you are definitely in it to help prepare your leaders and take them along. And the reason why they decided to do it as an MLM is because of education. It's really hard to just put an oil on the, at Walmart, you have all these oils on the shelf. For one, they're adulterated or synthetic or fake or don't work. But two, how do the people really know how to use them safely, use them effectively? So doTERRA has decided that direct sales was the only option because it's the only way that they could educate the people to actually use the products how they're supposed to be used. So they're the world's largest company, essential oil company in the world, and they are exponentially growing. So they have grown a ton over the past 10 years. And when I was at leadership, they have projected what they're going to be in 10 years from now. And it is like amazing. You guys, now is the time to be a part of it. I always thought, like before leadership, I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't get in at the right time. I didn't, I should have done this earlier, which I still kind of feel like that. I shouldn't have been a naysayer for so long. But now is the time because it is going to grow tenfold from what it was. And it's growing big and it's growing fast. So if you want to be a part of it and you want to grow a team fairly quickly, now is the time to jump on board as it's growing and more people as doTERRA is getting out there, the name's getting out there more. They say only 8 in 100 people have even heard about doTERRA, but only 2 in every 100 people actually buy doTERRA. So there are tons of people out there. The market is ginormous, and the more and more there people are learning about natural solutions and that they work, the more and more people are going to be winning. So now is a perfect time. One of the other things that doTERRA does is they do tons of humanitarian projects, tons of service projects. They do something called co-impact sourcing, where they harvest where we get different oils from. They give fair market prices to the farmers. They actually help farmers buy land and help farmers farm it, and they teach them how to farm it, and then they teach them how to do, use their money and to be smart with it. They teach them how to, or they help put in water systems, they help with orphanages, they help with schools, they help all the communities where our products are grown. They help those communities and those farmers better themselves, and so that's pretty cool. They have a Healing Hands Foundation that has a lot to do with humanitarian services. They work with Underground Railroad in sex trafficking. They do, there's the Source to You website right there. But they do so many amazing things. So it's pretty cool to be a part of. Once you come to conventions and learn about exactly how it helps and it's changing the world, it's pretty amazing, and you definitely want to be a part of it. Okay, so here's the next section, and this is where, I like to show people this graph. They can kind of see, so these first ranks on here, elite is, so silver is considered like the first leadership rank, and then, but elite, premier, and there's a couple of ranks below elite, but elite, premier, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, etc. So this is on average how much an elite makes. I would say that this is a pretty accurate thing. That's about what I make, what I was making when I was elite. I would say that's pretty fair. Not that it's a whole lot of money, because it's not necessarily, but you definitely can get your product for free. You can have a little extra maybe to spend on other things, you have a little extra, not a ton. And then premier, on average, that says it's $939, so just under $1,000, which I'd say is pretty fair too. Depends on exactly how your level works out. I mean, so these numbers, they're really close. And when I went silver, I'm making about $2,300 probably. And it depends on how many people you enroll, and you can make more than that if you're making fast starts every month. And so it can even be more. But these are pretty accurate to what you would need to what it is, to what you would make. Okay. Next screen kind of finishes out like the rankings and how much you could make. You guys, this is a month. What if it took you 10 years to do this? So what? You're making $100,000 a month. Seriously? Are you freaking kidding me? How much more schooling would you have to go to? What else would it take? How much money would you have to invest in furthering your education or whatever to make this kind of money? And honestly, that seems like still, even for me, seems a little bit unrealistic, and I'm like, there's no way. But after going to leadership this little bit, that's what I was kind of feeling like, yeah, these people, this will never be me. I was realizing, I'm thinking that this is going to be me, I'm wanting it to be me tomorrow. I came to the realization that, okay, it might not happen tomorrow. It might take a couple of years for me to hit diamond, where you're making $16,000 a month. That, you guys, this is insane. And I'm not saying that this is like super easy, that this is like, oh, no, this is not going to require any type of work at all. It does. It definitely requires work. But what type of education would you need to increase what you have right now by $2,300 a month? You would have to go back to school for something, or do something totally change whatever you're doing to get an extra $2,200 a month bonus. So if this is something that we can work towards, so what if it takes you 4 years to get to platinum, where you're making an extra $10,000 a month? Like, that's kind of what I had to come to the realization. Okay, yeah, it's not going to be me in a year tomorrow. I'm not going to hit diamond tomorrow, but if I hit diamond within the next couple of years, that's totally life changing for me. So, okay, so there's different ways to make money. So I'm going to try and not go in quite as depth, but then when you guys have questions after, or as you're presenting to people, please let me know, and we can like break it down a little bit more, because I don't want to be confusing. I'm going to try to say these in ways that are less confusing. first thing, the first type of a bonus that you want to worry about is actually the one at the very bottom of the page. This will be your instant gratification, your instant money. It helps kind of keep the spark and keeps you wanting to do it, because then you can get some extra money. So I have somebody that just started doing the business so now it's April now, and it started in February. She made over $300 in her first month. So that was pretty cool, because she had some fast starts. She hit her $50 bonus. She did some other things, get some money. So fast start money, how this works is it pays out weekly. So if you enroll somebody, and I'm finding, like, if I enroll somebody this week, it won't come on my paycheck that's next week. It will come on the paycheck after. So it's paid weekly, but it's kind of like skips a week from the time you enrolled them. Is at least how I feel like it's working. But they pay out every week. So if you enroll somebody every week, you will get a fast start check every single week. So it works in the fact that you enroll somebody, they decide to buy the product. You make, in the first 60 days that you enroll somebody, you make 20% of what they make or what they buy. So they enroll with $100 PV order, you're going to make $20. If they enroll with a 400 PV order, you're going to make $80. So you make your money that way. Anything they order in those first 60 days. So then when they do a loyalty reward order the next month, you are going to make 20% off of that. So if they buy $100 the next month, you make an extra $20, which is not necessarily a lot. But if you're rolling 3 people, 4 people a month, and you can make, depending on what they enroll with, you'll make a couple $100 off of fast starts just in that. So you make 20%. The person who enrolled you makes 10% off of that person as well. And the person who enrolled them makes 5%. So as you guys get leaders, so you have people who decide to do this as a business, they enroll somebody, you're also making 10% of that. And then the person who enrolled you is making 5%. So even 2 people, down on there, not right underneath you, but the one underneath them, you guys are making money off of that. So as long as your team is continually enrolling, you'll be making a fast start check every week. So, and sometimes, it's going to be smaller, and sometimes it's going to be really big. So it's just, that's kind of changes, but that's your instant gratification. Clear as mud. Any questions on fast start bonus? I didn't ask if anybody had any questions along the way. Questions, thoughts, comments? You can think of something somebody else might ask. I hope that this means that that's just because I am making perfect sense. I'm going to take it like that. I'm going with it. Okay, your Power of 3 bonus is the next bonus that you're going to want to be aware of, and this is what you're going to start working towards. So with this, especially once you understand it, it's not complicated. It kind of seems like it maybe is at first. It's not. So between you and the people on your front line, you need a total of 600 PV, and PV is really close to dollars in sales. So we'll just have to watch PV rather than money. You just watch for the point value instead of money. You need 600 PV between you and anybody on your front line. How the Power of 3 works and why it's called the Power of 3, because it's based off of you finding 3 leaders who find 3 leaders who find 3 leaders who find 3 leaders. So how this all works is everybody buys at least 100 points in oils a month. I say at least because you can buy, if you buy 125, you get a free oil of the month. If you buy more than that, it's fine. So at least 100 PV every month. So you and these 3 people have to buy at least 100 PV each month. If you count like this and you only have 3 people and you all only do a 100-point order, it's only 400. So you need $200, 200 points anyway. So whether your friend just needs some oils and you just buy some oils for them and add it onto your order, or you have a couple of other customers who aren't building the business, but they order every month and you put them on your front line, that will count as your volume. You just need at least the 3 that buy every month, and then just some extra volume. It doesn't matter where it comes from. So say one of your leaders buys $400 worth of product, and then this one places 100, this one places 100, this one places 100, 700 PV, and you'll have your $50 bonus. Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Yes, it makes sense.
Perfect sense.
Okay. Okay. So that's how you get a $50 bonus, which $50 bonus, it pays for half of your product. So you guys are loving the oils, you're using the oils, you're using it to buy shampoo, conditioner, cleaning supplies, deodorants, the oils that help with all of your elements, like your supplements. I might have said shampoo and conditioner already. You're spending money on yourself. You know, you're shopping from yourself and you earn $50 back. Pretty sweet in that you at least pays for half of your products. And the next level after that is the exact same thing, except for you help your 3 people get their $250 bonus. So these 3 people, you know, find their 3 people and then they make their $50 bonus. Once your 3 leaders are all making their $50 bonuses on the same month, you make $250 bonus, which is still like, yeah, that's a lot. That definitely pays for your products. It gives you a little tiny bit of extra money to do whatever else with that you're wanting to do. Still not like change the world type stuff. I mean, it like some people $300 a month. And once you're at that point, you're pretty close to elite. So, or you might already be elite, so you get some extra money and stuff from that way. So you say you probably are actually making about $350 a month with all of your stuff. But that's good. That's good. The real fun part is when you teach those 3 people to do the same thing. So that you hit a $1,500 bonus. So everybody in all of these pods just needs to have 600 PV with 3 people ordering every month. Once you have all of that and that volume is filled for that, you hit $1,500. $1,500 a month, at least for me, was life-changing. That is very helpful to me. I'm a hygienist, actually. That's what I do. That's what I went to school for, and I still practice the day to 2 days a week. So I'm still involved in that. But as a hygienist, I make pretty good money. So I can put in not very much time and make a decent amount of money. But I don't want to work every day, and I don't work every day. I only work 1 to 2 days a week. That $1,500 bonus helps make up for me. You know, I can do a lot with $1,500. It can help my family significantly. So that's where it's pretty cool. Over time, what is even better is your unilevel, which is what we'll talk about next. So unilevel is just what percentages you get paid out on your different levels. This is where doTERRA is different than any other MLM company, because on the top level, so say your leaders, your 3 leaders that you have, you are actually only making 2% off of them. So this is showing, you know, you have your 3 leaders with the 3, you're making 2% off of each of them. If they're placing a $100 order every month, you're only making $9 off of people on your front line. That's not very much. It's really not very much. But you get down to the second level, they each have 3 people. They're ordering $100 every month. You get 3% of that. Okay, a little bit better, $50 a month. You'll also still get your $9 a month. So at that point, you have 58, if I do my math right, $58 a month. Still like not, you know, but that's on top of that's on top of your $50 bonus. So at that point, if you had all of your 3 people have 3 people, you're definitely making back the money that you're spending on oils. So your oils are free at that point. Next level down, so this is where you could start hitting your $1,500 bonus pretty easily, right? Did I do enough? 3, I think. Anyways, you start making 5%. So, and you have more people. You have 27 people at this point have, you know, they're on that level. So you're making 5% of 27 people. So $250. So once you get to that point, you'll be making your $1,500 bonus plus $250 plus 49 plus 9 plus other things that we'll talk about here. So this is where it really, really adds up. And over time, as you build your team and you build your team deep, because you want to help your team as much as possible, right? The goal is help your people find their 3 people, help find their 3 people, and to have everybody keep growing. You guys, this is insane to me. Your 7th level, if all you do is find 3 people who find 3 people who find 3 people who find 3 people, $32,000 a month. That's I don't even, just off of your unilevel, and then you'll have like your bonus off of that, and I mean your power of 3 bonus plus fast starts, plus we'll talk about the leadership club here. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, this was income based on 150 PV orders. Sorry, I said it was 100 PV order. Cool. In my head, and 100 PV sounds better. No, I'm just kidding. 150 PV order. But still, like, that's a lot. That's just one of the ways that you get paid. And then the other one is called this leadership bonus. And anybody Premier and above can get this, and they give you a percentage of the total sales for the month. So some months when it's like a really good month and they've had a really good sales overall for the whole company, then your bonus is bigger, unless there's a whole bunch of people who hit that rank or something that month. But so when you're hitting Premier and Silver, your bonus is like $190 for Premier, and I think it's like $250 for Silver. And then when you're hitting Silver, you actually you can get the Premier pool share and the Silver pool share. So it's an extra to $350 or something like that a month, just with that. Then once you get up the higher ranks to Gold and stuff, but you get a 2% share. You get a 2% share, but you don't get to collect and, like double up with the Silver Premier shares. You just get the Gold and Platinum share. But anyway, so then you get the, a percentage of sales. So with the, and I can't remember, I think Gold's is like $800 a month for their shares. Diamonds is like $4,000 a month. So it's pretty amazing because that's where you can start making quite a bit more. And then Blue Diamonds, I don't know what that one is. I'm working on getting to the diamond ones where you get an extra 4,000 on top of your unilevel, which could be, if you're going these levels down, you get $4,000. That's where your 16,000 for diamonds for the month comes in, is because you have all of your unilevel that you're getting, plus your pool shares, plus your $1,500 bonus, plus any fast start you have. Those are the 4 ways to get paid out. At first, like this one just happens and you don't have to fully understand how it happens and all of that and exactly how they calculate everything. Just know that it happens. As you learn, it's good to kind of really dive into it and figure out exactly like how it works. And there's a whole thing that like a slide that we can show you that help show you how these pool shares all work and everything. But just know that then you can pay them. There's an extra few $100s a month, up to thousands a month if you do that. So that's the compensation plan. It's kind of complicated and there's a few different ways that you can get paid. And if you don't place your 100-point order for some reason, if you decided not to place your 100-point order for the month, you would lose out. You won't make any commission. You will actually have to pay back your fast starts that you get. You won't have to pay them back, but they will withhold it from your next check. You won't get your unilevel. You won't get your power of 3. You won't get fast starts, and you won't get any bonuses. So you don't want to not place your order because it will mess up all of that stuff. Plus, once you're committed to it, it will mess up your upline too. And you don't want to do that because that just makes it hard, or they're relying on, we rely on each other to do what we say we're going to do. So if we all just do what we say we're going to do, it'll be fine. Okay. Oh, I had never noticed this, you guys. This is how slow I am. Tell me if you guys have ever noticed this. Okay, so this is showing like this little portion right here is the fast start portion. So that's the smallest portion of your check. The power of 3 bonus is going to be a little bit bigger portion of your check. The unilevel is a huge portion of your check. And then your leadership pools are another small portion of the check. I didn't ever notice that before. I know, I'm slow. See, you always learn something, and I have gone through this guide lots of times. But the unilevel is honestly where you make the most money. So making sure your team is deep and everybody has their peaks. So this is why you help them get there. Okay, it's all about teamwork. Makes a dream work, right? Okay, what makes the biggest impact on your life? And so this is kind of like, this is an evaluation that people can do. And when you do the presentation, you can ask people, okay, what are you expecting? Like, what do you want doTERRA to bring for you? What level do you want to be at? You want to be Premier, Silver, Gold, wherever they want to be, what did they want to do? So you can have them be thinking about that. And then this just kind of gives them some other options, what they want to do. This kind of will just help you know how to help them, because what drives them, what motivates them, this will help you know that. And I feel like my thing is slow. Okay, and this next part I really like too, because it kind of gives us an idea of a time frame and an idea of how much work we need to do and what we need to put in. And I will say some weeks when you're hitting these different ranks, you might put in more time than what it says is needed in average, but you also might put in less time. because it depends on the month. But the really good thing is it's usually residual. If you can get your team to be consistent and build, if one month you guys had a family thing happen and you needed to take a couple weeks off, and so you weren't able to invest as much time and energy, you'll be able to, because you will have taught your team how to self-sustain and to take care of themselves for those 2 weeks, that you can still get a paycheck and you can worry about your family, and then go jump right back in where you left off when you're ready to come back. So I say this is pretty accurate, but sometimes it changes a little bit. If you're investing 3 to 5 hours a week, you can, this with Elite, Premier, this is the breakdown. So an Elite needs, you can be an Elite in 2 to 3 months with this. A Premier, 6 months if you're committed to doing this much. And this is also somewhere where I like to ask, how much time do you think you can commit to doTERRA, and then what rank do you want to be? So they kind of have to say, because if they say, okay, I'm willing to commit 5 hours a week, but I'm going to be Diamond, and I want to be Diamond within 2 years, that might not happen. I'm not saying they can never be Diamond, because they totally can, because they can just keep working, they're 5 hours a week, and it's just going to take them a lot longer to get there. But this is saying if you want to hit Premier in 6 months, you need to put in this many hours. So down here, what does it say for Diamond? Diamond, if you want to hit it in 1 to 3 years, you should be treating it like a part-time job to even closer to a full-time job. You're also going to be making $16,000 a month. So it's okay if it takes you 30 hours for the week. They were talking to some presidential diamonds and some diamonds. Some of you guys might have been at that. What did they say when they were talking? They asked the diamonds and the blue diamonds and stuff. They asked them about how many hours that they worked to sustain that. And I think most of them said some months they work, or some weeks they work more than X, but they said most of the time they don't. They were saying they work maybe 15 hours a week and they're making $100,000 a month. If we work our butts off, you guys, for 8 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever it is, and then we can all of a sudden only work 15 hours a week and be making anywhere from $16,000 to $150,000 a month, that seems crazy. But I it might take me a couple more years to get there, but I'm so going. Who's going to the mountain? Who's climbing the mountain with me? Okay, so this just kind of gives you an idea to talk to your people, based on how much time they're willing to commit to what goals they have. And then you can start going through them with the different steps. Even the sales guide would be really nice to go through next with your new builders, because it will help you start to figure out their why, figure out their purpose, see where they think that they could use some help. The sales guide is pretty awesome. This just once again talks about the pipes, which is talked about all the time in doTERRA. So this is something that is really important to know about, just so you understand what they're talking about. Preparing the pipes is the story above, when they're bringing the water, buckets, so they create a pipeline instead. So they create a pipeline. The pipeline is for prepare, invite, present, enroll, support. So we prepare, we get, we figure out what we're going to teach, how to teach it, get our stuff ready to, invite people to attend, invite people to learn more, invite people which is asking people if they're open to learning more, open to natural solutions. Presenting means doing one-on-ones, talking to people, doing classes, doing events, doing booths, whatever it is, to actually get in front of people and actually participate and have conversations with people. Then you have the enroll. So once they've been to an event, or once they've learned about, you've done a one-on-one, they've learned about it, now we need to make sure that they understand and that their value of it is important enough that they enroll. So we need to make sure we find one thing that they are yes, I absolutely need this for this. And then it opens up a whole pool of other options for them that they didn't even think about yet, of how it can change their life. So enrolling is really important, and that's where a lot of, obviously, we need to have enrollments to grow. And then supporting your people. So supporting your customers, giving them the information they need, giving them somewhere to go to turn to ask questions, supporting your leaders and your builders to help them to do the same thing that you're doing in their own way, because we're all different, so people are going to have to do things a little bit different. Essentially, we're all doing the same thing. It's just a matter of how we do it. Somebody just presents different than I do, and somebody, is really good with social media stuff where I suck at that. So, you do it how you do it, but you support your leaders in the way that they learn and in the way that they can help others. And so, I don't know. This is the launch guide. Then you have the live guide, which is one that's really good to go over a wellness consult with people as they're just getting introduced to oils. You have a share guide that helps people with making sure they have successful classes that they're hosting or event. A launch guide gives you step-by-step things to get your business up and going. You guys have access to all of this. It's all free. You can buy the pamphlets. They're really, really nice. This is not one of like the build ones or whatever, but it's super nice. It's on really good quality paper. It's got lots of stuff. You can buy them, or you can print them off of your computer, or you can do like what I did. If you're doing a live class, all I did was go to doTERRA's website, pull it up, click on it, download it right here, like so that I can go over this. You guys, they have everything ready for us to succeed and to excel at this. Like literally everything is ready for us to go. So we just have to decide if we're jumping on the bandwagon and we're going to the top, or if we're going to stay stagnant and stay where we are. But hopefully none of us do that. Hopefully we all say, okay, this is time. Let's do this. Let's do this now, when we can be in that huge movement and growth for it, so that 6 years from now we're not saying, I should have joined. So I'm not saying that anymore. I'm moving forward. I'm not going to beat myself up from that. A couple of last things they have on here is this is where you would want to start. So you can start a names list. And in the launch guide, they have a really nice, it's called a success tracker, and it helps you keep track of the people you've contacted, how you've contacted them, where they're at in the process of the PIPE system, so that we don't forget anybody and we don't forget any step. But you start with your names list. Anybody that you can think of, write them down. Even if you don't think that they'll be interested in oils in any way, shape, or form, write them down. A lot of times it's kind of funny. Those are the ones that tend to end up doing the things where other people, doing the oils, or maybe the business even, where other people, you think, oh yeah, they would be so good at this, but if they don't decide to do it, they don't do, and they say no, which is fine. Start with your names list, and I would start with your why. Make sure that your passion and your purpose behind doing this is strong enough that on the hard days, you keep going, that you don't give up. You have to push yourself through. You have to know, okay, I know today's a hard day, but I'm doing it because of, I want to bring hope and healing to people who are in dark places. I want them to be able to find joy and peace, because of whatever, or because my family needs change the situation, and come hell or high water, I'm getting my family out of the hole that we're in. Whatever it is at the moment that, and mine has changed over time. So it's kind of interesting to have to see who I'm becoming as a person, but might change. But make sure it's stronger, so that on the days you don't want to do anything, you still do it because it's important. I think that's the last page. Yeah. So hopefully this was something you guys can use and take back to your team or share with some people. Hopefully it's something that can, be of benefit to you guys. Do you guys have any questions? This just means that I'm amazing, you guys. No, it makes me really nervous, actually, because then it's like, well, I don't know. But anyways, I know some of you guys have been using this already, and I hope that it's, I hope it's something that, a tool that you're using that's helping a ton. And thanks for joining. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your evening. My accountability peeps. I am almost done with my tasks. Almost. I've got it like 3/4 the way done. I'm almost done, but I will get it done hopefully before 10 o'clock. But anyways, I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Happy doTERRAing.